2 years ago, we started our homestead with 4 laying hens. Then we added chicks, more chicks, and even more chicks. We got a couple more coops, added a garden, and towards the end of the summer, we got goats. So join us on the journey ahead as we discover the challenges, adventures, and learning that homesteading brings. As a biosecurity measure and part of their transition, the rescue chickens were put in the rec center where they would stay for 5 more weeks. Yep, sorry, Dad. They huddled together and were pretty quiet when they realized there were a bunch of strangers peering at them through the pallets, wondering who the new arrivals were and how they were going to affect the newly established pecking order. These adopted 9 hens were from some friends who got in over their head on seeing cute chicks on chick days at the store. It's so easy to fall into this problem and makes me really appreciate the work of someone like Rent the Chicken. If you're thinking about chickens but are not 100% sure of the work, time, and commitment, you can try it risk-free for a summer just to see. Chances are you'll get hooked and wind up adopting, but renting will show you exactly what you and your family are able to manage in your lifestyle. Weird thought, renting chickens. But it's clearly needed to prevent chickens from just being turned loose or dropped off at shelters. Anyway, with both our goats bred, it was time to return our borrowed buck catching fire. Got some big plans for you, buddy. You get to go home and see all your buck friends. Erica and Brandon of Twin Willows Farm, where we got Dee Dee and Evangeline, had lent him to us to grow our herd and our does to produce milk. Okay. Even though Buck smells something awful, he was a really good guy and had grown on us, and I knew I'd miss him. He was no problem to watch over as he wasn't aggressive, was great with the chickens, and got along well with our does. But he was not a fan of people and would often go the other way when we showed up, except with food. So I figured my best chance to catch him was by his stomach. Ah, come on! I had him. Got to reward him for allowing me to get so close. Then we'll go get some animal crackers to top it off. Erica did say once he's on a lead that he pretty much obeys. So I'm hoping when he's done here, he doesn't just race around. Come on. No. Hey, stay. Come on. Look. No. Hey, look here. Here. Look. Yeah. Okay, heads up. You're gonna get hurt. Okay, hold on. Okay. Hey, look, cookies. Okay, we're gonna start heading to the truck. I got you, yeah. Okay, I got you, yeah, I know. We got a long way to go, bud. I'm not sure that the chickens or goats knew what was going on, but there certainly was an elevated level of anxiety as we took fire out of the chicken yard. Cookie break. Cookies make everything better. No. I know. I'm gonna miss him too. Yeah, I know. We'll get another buck out here one day. While he had only been on our farm for a month, he had grown comfortable, and you could sense his tension as he did not know what was happening. Yep. Couple steps. Let's go. Yep. Oh, you're killing my back. All your friends you get to go back to. Come on. I'll carry you when we get close, but let's try and walk as much of this as we can. Good boy. Okay. Okay, this is not, you're not gonna like this. Look, it's safe in here. It's safe in there. Good boy. Good boy. I'll get you some cookies. After a couple of near misses, I got him. Here you go. I was excited for this success, but sad that it was time for him to go. Hey. Okay, I'll just leave him there. He does not want to be in here. No. All right. Well, as tough as that was, that went a million times easier than I thought it would. All right, time to go home. Kind of sad. It's a 3-hour ride to Twin Willows Farm, and while I didn't like him in the kennel, I did promise Jackster that I would not let him in the back seat, as she reminded me that the last goat truck decision didn't go so well. Dropping off a borrowed billy goat is easy on paper, but there's an emotional attachment you get even if you've only cared for him for a month. After all, he will be the father of our kids. On the drive to Twin Willows Farm, my head was filled with a bunch of things. Was he okay in the back of the pickup? Would he recognize his true home and feel comfortable and happy? Would he miss our place? Would he be accepted back in his original herd? Lots of thoughts. None really happy thoughts, though. When we arrived, we were greeted by Erica, who was busy with a barn filled with 18 kids. As luck would have it, I got Jackster's truck stuck in her yard and tore it up before she pushed me back. I know, I should have pushed, but it's a big truck and I'm not that strong.
Did I hit the gate? No, you're good.
Once we got out, we got Fire down and took him back to his home.
Leon had to clean up the grill.
Oh, great.
Leon! Come on.
There are some animal crackers buried in there. Maybe he's...
He probably did.
Hey, bud. Bye, thank you. I was thrilled to see that he blended right back in immediately. I love visiting Twin Willows and seeing all the goats. It was so cool to see their setup and how everything functioned together. The Java heritage breed chickens had moved into the goat barn that also housed a sleepy pig. Outside with the goats was a donkey and a couple guineas. The farm was buzzing with 18 kids and a few more on the way. So what happens if there's not enough for everybody?
Well, I've gotten pretty good at putting more in there than they need. No floor. All right.
In fact, little Delilah was pregnant with Fire's kids and was actually due today, and we were excited to maybe get a glimpse as to what August would look like for us. Later in the day, she gave birth to 2 amazingly sweet bucks.
Got our vacation the second day, they're like, yeah, stay away from them. I want the mom to get some time with,
and displayed great momming skills as she chased away chickens and Leon the barn dog.
It's out. Get him, Delilah. Get her.
Fire, moving back home, was clearly okay, and after an incredible day, it was time to head home. Between the chickens, goats, and garden, my days were pretty full. I was excited for Kevin to visit and to pick his brain on the garden for year 2. Our first order was to lay out a plan for where things would go in the garden and why they would go there. I apologize about last year. You were right on everything, and it's not like I didn't listen. I did listen, I just didn't.
Some people learn differently than others. Some people learn from mistakes.
Yeah.
Some people learn from other people's mistakes. So,
well, the garden last year was a disaster. The only thing that was successful, squashes and zucchinis, I was really good at.
yeah.
And tomatoes, I probably got a dozen tomatoes out of 3 tomato plants. So,
Did you get a lot of growth, but no
Yeah,
tomatoes?
yeah.
See, that shows too much nitrogen. They're putting too much into growth and not enough into fruit bearing.
could it be the chickens?
Chicken manure is very high in nitrogen. Yeah. So were you putting chicken manure on them?
I was. And,
Was it composted in any way or just straight chicken manure?
straight out of the chicken.
Straight nitrogen.
Yeah. So that's.
Straight nitrogen.
So somebody sent me something on curing your chicken manure.
yeah.
So is that what you're calling composting?
Composting. I think we've. I might have mentioned this once before. Maybe
I'll
twice.
have to look at the tape. I can't remember.
Possibly, but composting.
Yeah.
So you never want to put it down raw, because it's going to be very high in nitrogen, and it's still poop. It still contains pathogens. So
is this?
So that generally, that's why you want to compost it.
Now, what about now? Because I've tilled it and they're out there digging and scratching in it.
That's just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they're getting in there and going to the bathroom and leaving, it's just when you're like, oh, I'm going to clean out the chicken coop, and I'm going to go out here and sprinkle it along the bottom of my plants.
Okay. This represents what I've got. See, I'm trying to be way ahead of where I was last year. That's north. Okay. I think.
Where's the tree? Okay. Gotcha.
Trees there.
All right. Now I have perspective. Okay.
Okay.
That's a big garden still.
It is big. It is bigger than what you recommended.
It's still a big garden.
But it's a third of the size that I overrode you on last year. So I'm
Okay,
moving
yeah,
in your
exactly,
direction.
yeah.
Now, is there something else as I lay this out that needs to go next to each other that helps?
You could probably the best is do all of them in a block. Anything, if you're going to do tomatoes, it should be in a block, not just a row of tomatoes and then a row of something else and nothing else. You should try to do everything in a block.
Okay, so I do want tomatoes.
You want to try to put wherever you had tomatoes last year, you don't want to have tomatoes there again.
Okay. Another problem I had was in weeds, is weed prevention. Last year my rows were too close together, so I couldn't till. It had to be a hoe or it had to be pulling, and that got to be too exhausting.
Yeah.
So what's your plan for?
You can go with the weed barrier, or you can use newspapers if you want to, but also you can also plant something in there, like a clover.
So would that be considered a cover crop? Or
That would be like a cover crop, and you should always have a cover crop during the off season. There's a thing called the Three Sisters, of which you can do corn and beans. So the beans climb up the corn, and then you can probably plant the squash, and the squash stay around on the bottom, and also provide ground cover to help keep moisture.
Is that like a permaculture thing?
That's sort of like a permaculture type of thing, exactly. Yeah, but it's called the Three Sisters. So.
All right, let's lay this out.
I like the short rows.
Okay, and any reason you put those next to each other? Or just...
I'm just going on the idea that we're going to do all the nightshades like this. Your potatoes, your peppers, all these are good together, so that they're all together. You can move them to a different section next time when you're basically doing a crop rotation. Probably for the Three Sisters, you're going to do that. That's probably going to take up more space. So you could possibly do like this whole section down here. Could all be that, because you're going to put a couple rows of corn, and then you're going to have your squash, and you're going to have your beans all in here. And so that's going to take up a lot of space. Yeah, you want your corn to get up a little bit because your beans are going to be coming up, and you want them to be going up with it.
My bean plants only got that big last year. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, it's kind of permaculture, but it's not permaculture. Is it permaculture or not?
It is, because you're doing different tiers. Basically, permaculture would be like if you have a fruit tree, and then below that you may have some berries, like some brambles or something, and then below that you have like something else on the ground.
With the garden laid out, I had a huge boost of confidence, already feeling like I was ahead of last year. My neighbors are lifelong farmers, and I invited them up to not only look at our setup, but to discuss conventional versus organic farming. You are organic to the core, have a belief in it. You guys are traditional farmers.
No, I'm not saying that organic's not the way to go. I know some guys that's making very good money. It was just not from my upbringing, you know what?
Right.
Exactly. You haven't been raised to know any other type of farming. There's none of that. I mean, certainly you can spray some things, but Costa, I think he was just mauled by the. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
He drew blood.
Connor, if you don't want to be on camera, entertain the goats.
Wow.
So you got too many weeds in there, so you got to keep it.
I just tilled this. I just tilled it. So
Okay.
these
You're
are
gonna
all
have
loose. These
yeah.
are all.
Yeah, but they're going to resprout.
Yeah.
They're going to rejuvenate.
Okay, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
But most of them are loose.
Okay, they look bad now, Brad, but this rain and this sunshine, they will
They're gonna
reroot
come
and
back.
They will
They're
take
gonna
back.
come
They will
back.
take back
Okay,
off.
so how do I fix it?
You know, if you'd have tilled
You
it
need
up.
to come and get that tiller of mine.
Yeah, get that tiller.
I just tilled it. Both Mike and Kevin recommended that I till the garden a second time.
Yeah. See, but you probably, I'm gonna say. Yeah, well, see, that's how deep you are. So you gotta till it up. So this is when I was telling you that you wonder why your carrots only got that big. Because this is, and you're planting just a little bit down in here. They're not gonna go any further than that, really.
You got the best stuff here, Brad. You got a horse manure pile over there with sawdust. Put it on here and plow it. I got a little 2-bottom plow over there that I will loan you. And the reason
How do you work it?
how do you work what?
How do you the plow?
On the back of the tractor.
My tractor doesn't work.
Then you hook a harness up to the horse and you pull the plow through the field.
You got
like
your
the
horse,
Amish.
yeah. You finally find a use for those horses.
Okay, one of my thoughts was I'm ready to go, but apparently by both organic and traditional means, I'm not.
No.
So what is my most cost-effective, quickest way to get this ready to go? And I do want to try to be organic. I don't want to, because the chickens and goats are out here, I don't want to put chemicals on here.
I would get that horse manure pile over here and put it on there 6 inches thick. I would get a plow and I'd plow it all under. That's going to eliminate a lot of your weeds. You're breaking up that compaction, like where he stuck his pin in the ground. You know, a root goes down, then it starts struggling to go down.
Your next step for me would be what?
You know how I feel about compost, but you are going to have to. You're going to have to get those weeds out of there. Like you've basically replanted those weeds and grass. You took them up and put them back down again.
So if I raked them all down to the end and got them out of there, and then just left the dirt.
No, you can't do that because you're going to take the dirt.
You're going to take a lot of the topsoil with that.
What topsoil you got?
This is my 3rd year here, and every time I'm here, I keep going back to that manure pile, and I'm like, everything you need is right there.
Everything you need is right.
It's right there. There's no replacing a hoe. I mean, you got to get in there. That's just.
I have a hoe.
You got to get in there. Like I say, the idea that I'm going to come up with some way of that, I'm not going to have to weed at all. That's just, you're living in a dream,
Okay. They were in agreement. I needed to enrich the soil with compost from my manure pile, till deeper to break up the soil compaction and more thoroughly break up the weed clumps, and to be prepared to hoe while the crops were growing.
I do think organic's much better, but there's a lot more back-breaking work to keeping it clean.
Well, there's a lot more work, but like I say, right now I'm paying $10 a bushel for corn.
How many thousands do you want to buy?
Exactly.
I will deliver it.
Well, that's organic corn.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't shoot down my organic feed store a couple months ago, we'd have one here. You don't even remember.
Yes, I do.
Remember your
I
response?
shot it down myself.
My comment was no.
No, it was just one no. You didn't even have the decency to put the second no in there.
But Brad, I also told you I do not like to text. I can do no. No.
That's why I told him also. I said I hate texting an email because someone asks you a question and if you're doing something you just respond like no. Everybody's like, wonder what he meant by that. That was short.
That's what I've been.
Well,
that was short. He must be. He's not happy about something.
These new kids that's trying to date and learn who their future spouse could be. Do you sit at the table and talk, or do you sit and have a conversation like like my mother and father and your ancestors did? But they want to text each other, and I keep telling them, you can't find emotion in a text.
No.
That's what emojis are for.
No, I was gonna say that's what the emoji does. You put the heart on there.
That solves all that.
So if I'd have put a heart in front of my no, that would have made you feel better.
He would have known that no came from the heart.
What's that mean?
I'll remember that the next time, you know. I'll put
That would be awesome.
No came from the heart.
Before we headed to lunch, they were kind enough to help me get my tractor clicking again.
right here it is, Brad, I think.
Farming is a 24/7 job. And so after lunch, Mike and Tyler had to get back to work.
Especially the time coming out.
Sorry about your finger.
It's my own fault. These are like a day or two old, so they don't need to be refrigerated for a couple weeks, but if you refrigerate them or wash them, then they
So
need to.
could we come back next weekend for Easter and get more to come?
Absolutely. I tell you what, I'm producing like crazy.
But before they did, I gave them each a dozen eggs in our personalized Coop Dreams egg cartons from eggcartons.com.
Get a little bacon too next time.
For more fun, like Coop Dreams on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and visit our website at www.fadedjeans.tv.
Brad, be a daddy.
Be a
Here
dad
we
and
go.
put your kids away.
Come on, guys. I can't get the 3-point hitch to work. It's really too big of a tractor for me, so I need to get a smaller one that I can come back here and work.
I don't understand. You can't get the 3-point hitch to work.
I can't get the 3-point hitch to work. It doesn't lower, so I can't get it attached to anything.
Brad, we'll go look at the 3-point hitch for you.
Isn't it just a...
Yes.
It's not. I have moved every lever on the tractor. It's not just a lever.